Morning, everybody. I didn't see you there. It's a coldish spring morning at Camp Crystal Gaines. It's been a minute since I posted. Um, as usual, that's to be expected with me. But the video from today, I is from a couple weeks ago. It's like 3 weeks old, right? And I've done a fat loss phase, and I'm very lucky in that I burn fat fairly fucking quickly. It's a lot easier for me to burn fat than it is to build muscle. And I was not happy where I was at with like my body fat percentage. So I decided to kind of do a fat loss phase and get that off and then kind of reapproach a bulk, but not a ridiculously high calorie surplus bulk. We're going to do just enough to grow, right? And we're going to ease into it from the cut. I really, dude, I can't be putting on a bunch of body fat. It does not work for me. I've talked about it before, but because I used to be fat, I can't fucking do that. I can't mentally handle putting on a bunch of fat. And I've gotten now to a size where I'm pretty content. I'm not saying I'm big, but I'm content enough to where I don't have to do such extreme things to grow. Like I feel like the end game is a little closer than it was when I started out, so that I don't have to do things to as much of an extreme, right? So that's the approach. We're going to be eating just enough of a surplus to grow while doing our cardio and trying to gain as little body fat as humanly possible. But yeah, I went and I did a little fat loss phase, and there's a section in the video where I'm talking about this, and I mentioned that it's a 3-week-old video, and then I'll pop a picture up showing where I'm at. Now, I've already started transitioning into eating in a surplus, and I also had like a few day period where I was carb loading and trying to refill my glycogen stores, because I was starting to get that kind of flat and deflated look when I didn't have a pump, and that's no bueno for me. So we started I got to where I wanted to be lean wise, and now we're gonna kick this off again. So what else has been going on? I added in a certain something, and the strength gains from that are absolutely ridiculous. I was just shattering PR after PR, and it still felt light. Again, that's not me promoting anything. I'm just telling you what's going on with me. I never condone that, and I never encourage anybody to hop on. We've gone over this a million times, but I would be irresponsible to not put that in there. But don't start it. That's not the answer. Okay, we're moving on. Yeah, man, the lists have been great lately. My back fucking hurts right now. Really went hard with back yesterday, and it had only been, I started getting sore about 7 hours after I lifted, which usually it's not that soon. But I want to build some more width. I want my lower lats to like pop out a little more. And I still nitpick myself, but I really have been, it's like a whole other mindset, man, as far as my self-image and how I talk to myself. I'm starting to, give me a second, I feel nauseous for some reason. I don't know why. Alright, that was weird. Sorry about that. I did want to tell you guys this. This was fucking hilarious. At least to me it was. I was talking to this guy at the gym the other day, right? Well, yesterday. And I don't really know this guy that well. I've talked to him a few times. He's a cool dude, but it's not somebody I like talk to for long periods or often. But I started doing the gummy bear thing, right? Or like keeping like gummy bears on me for intra workout carbs. I do feel a benefit and I like doing that. But I've only been doing it this week, but I've been carrying around a big fucking bag of gummy bears, right? I'm standing there eating my gummy bears talking to this dude, and I decide to make a joke in the form of the Ferris Bueller's Day Off reference of where the little girl's eating gummy bears on the bus, and she says, "Would you like a gummy bear? They're nice and warm. They've been in my pocket." So I said that to dude, and I don't think he's ever seen that movie because the look of absolute fucking horror he got on his face. And I had to explain, hey, it's from a movie. Like, so that was fucking hysterical and embarrassing. But I just thought I'd share that with you guys real quick. But I just wanted to hop on here for a second and add in a talking head segment. I haven't done one in a minute, but we'll go ahead and get into the video. This footage was kind of a catch-up day, so I was kind of every now and then I'll just go in and I'll hit things that I felt like I could have done a little more on that this week. Every now and then I'll just go in there and kind of hit random stuff. So that's what this one was. But I'll catch you guys later. I hope every single one of you have a great lift or a great rest day, whichever one it is. I appreciate you guys. Talk to you in a little bit. Boy. All right. I'm going to have to talk over some of these clips. I did talk in the gym, but the mic was so close that my breathing is just, it's fucking unbearable to listen to. So I've kind of made note of when I start talking here, and I'm going to talk in between those. But yeah, I just hopped over here on cables. I used to mainly only do curls with dumbbells, but lately I do both. I just feel like I can bust out a bunch of reps before I get over to dumbbells. Kind of save some time. I might try to do these without the wraps, because they're doing that thing where they're hurting more than they're helping right now. I hate that. Yeah, that's the issue with PEDs is your strength increases at such a rate that your joints can't really keep up with it. But, man, that sucks. It does not feel good whatsoever. Ugh, I'm not a big fan of that. I'm gonna give that a second. I might hop over here. Well, no, because then I just have to set everything up again. I was considering like supersetting with rear delt, but we're just gonna wait for this to kind of go away. It's like once I start getting a pump, I gotta continuously loosen those or take them off in between, because the pressure, it like does something. It does not feel good whatsoever. I'm sure it's I don't know. Yeah, in certain things cause almost painful pumps. So I think that could be part of it as well. But all right, we're going to try to do another one. And if this just continues to feel like this, I don't know. We may just have to go ahead and switch to more of a back-focused lift. But that's the thing, is it doesn't always go according to plan. Sometimes you got to kind of switch it up as the curved balls get thrown at you. Yeah, that feels better. I think I might need to wear them for triceps, but not biceps. That could be my issue. Could be like with the that side of the joint. That's 6 feet under in the headphones. I only really like their first record. Yeah, Chris Barnes kind of pissed me off with his... He was asked about what newer bands he appreciates or sees any new talent in newer bands or something to that effect. And he just basically talks shit instead of doing what he should have done, which is like kind of help out these smaller artists, you know what I mean? I don't know, it just put a bad taste in my mouth with Chris Barnes. If you don't know, that's the original vocalist for Cannibal Corpse. I thought I might kind of start talking about music a little bit more in these too, considering that's kind of part of the shtick, you know? But it is what it is. I just thought about something. How the hell am I going to drink this with this mask on? That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. There's a guy, and I mentioned him forever ago, but he asked me when he first started coming to the gym, what do you do for shoulders? And it made me feel really good because, like I've always said, shoulders have always been my goal from day one. I showed him something for shoulders, right? Well, I've seen him. He comes in consistently, very consistently, and I'm watching fat melt off of this man, and I'm watching him gain muscle definition, and I'm so fucking proud of this guy. And he just started watching the channel, and you know, I'm not going to say your name, you know who you are. I showed you the shoulder thing leaning against the bench. Bro, I'm fucking really proud of you, and it's so fucking cool that you are sticking to it, and it's paying off, man. It really is. I just wanted to tell you that, and I really hope you see this. I'm going to tell you about this video when I see you, because I am proud of you. Usually I would do drop sets, because I really like just beating the shit out of a muscle, but got to be a little bit careful with my joints, so we're gonna just stick to some basic sets, I think. I look like a fucking druid, or remember the Undertaker had those druids that would come out every now and then holding like torches or whatever. It's kind of what I feel like right now. Man, I don't watch wrestling anymore. I used to as a kid, but it's just they don't have the same kind of characters that they used to. Like, you know, stuff was cheesy back then too, but it worked. Now everybody's just some dude. You know, talking about wrestling, as a kid I used to look up to those wrestlers and their physiques, and you know, of course that and Doyle from the Misfits I think played a major role in me wanting to build muscle. But I've had a couple people in the past year tell me that I'm their physique goal, or that I make them want to build muscle, or that I inspire them. And it fucking blows my mind. I do not know what to do with that information. Of course, holy shit, thank you. That makes me feel amazing. But And I've spent so long hating my body that just fucking boggles my mind. I keep seeing people on Instagram. There's a couple new accounts I've been seeing or watching for a little bit with one of them, and they're very obese people that are losing tons of weight, and they're lifting and they're making great progress. And the one dude, you know, out of respect, I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to I don't know. But the one dude is, you can tell he's got some muscle underneath that fat, and he's going to be a fucking tank. So I don't know, dude. I just love seeing shit like that, and you may see me, if it's an account like that, I'm probably in the comments like hyping them up, because I just love seeing people start their journeys, and I can see when somebody has that fire in them that I had to go from being fat to getting that fat off, and then if they desire building muscle. It's just a very exciting journey, and I get almost giddish like when I see people putting in the work like they're doing, and I don't know why, like it's so against how I am, like my general outlook. I've talked about this before. I'm very misanthropic, and I tend to dislike people in general. But as far as like seeing people change their physiques and feel better about themselves, and in turn change their lives, I'm like a fucking Hallmark card. I gush about it. I don't know why. It's just very exciting for me, and I always want to encourage those people and tell them to keep going. Well, I guess it would work. I was kind of surprised that the mic records with my headphones working too, but it's not Bluetooth. It's got that little receiver thing that plugs in. I might need to start putting it, the mic, actually I might move it right now, because I noticed the last video, with it being right under my mouth like that, it was picking up my breath a little bit too much. It was just kind of jarring. Just standing there heavy breathing. I would like to say thank you again to Evil Incarnate for letting me use their music in my videos and stuff. Man, that was fucking cool of you guys, and I really appreciate it. And I may have said this already, if not, you know, whatever. But if any of you guys play in metal bands, send me your stuff if you'd like me to kind of put it in a video. But that's if it's a good fit, you know. If I don't use it, it doesn't necessarily mean I don't like it. I may fucking love it, because I listen to a lot of genres of music, believe it or not. But if I don't feel like it's a good fit, I won't use it. But it doesn't mean I don't like it, so don't be offended. But you guys should send me your shit. And if I dig it and it's a good fit, I'll put it in a video. That might be something fucking cool we could do, you know, between us, the channel, and some of you guys that are musicians. I know there's a few of you. But yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate Evil Incarnate letting me do that. It's the little things like that that are really fucking cool so far about starting a channel. And I realize now, recording this voiceover, just how long I was over here doing curls. I had a buddy one time train with me, and he's like, my God, dude, are we going to do anything else? Like, because I'll start doing curls, and I'll just zone out, man, and just keep going. And, I mean, it's probably a good and a bad thing. I don't know. But depends on, probably how much I'm eating at the time. But I, have been really putting in a lot of rear delt, volume lately, because it is It is, man. It's one that everybody neglects, and I used to have zero rear delt, and I'm still very, as you can see, very front and side delt heavy. But they are catching up, and I'm very fucking proud of the rear delts I have built so far. I feel like they're starting to get impressive, even though they are smaller than front and side. And I'm going to continue to build, really focus on getting them caught up, because I really want that full, I get compliments on my shoulders, but I nitpick, and I want that full roundness all the way around. And I do have it compared to most people, but I want it to be even more in the back, if that makes sense. So I do a lot of rear delt stuff, and of course I would throw it in on a catch-up day as well. Like I talked about before, I do it on my shoulder days, and I do it on my back days. And randomly I will just hop over and throw in some rear delt stuff. The one issue I do run into is I get rhomboid pain a lot of times, which tells me it's jumping in. I don't know if it's even possible for it to not, but I'm sure it is. Who knows? It's probably something I'm doing wrong. But my point being is I increased the volume on rear delts, and it seems to have paid off. And I do these on the pec deck, and I generally start off, I think it's 170 or something like that. It's like halfway up the stack, or whatever this stack goes up to. I can't remember at the time. And then I'll also go over and the cables and do the high to low, like crossover type things that you do for rear delts. I don't know what they're called. You know what I'm talking about. I do those with a lot lighter weight. I think I start off with 25 on those, and then really burn out with the even lower, like 12 or whatever pounds that is. I've talked about before. They're not even numbers over there. But yeah, rear delts, I'm pleased with what I've built. I want to build more. I will say I do love my gym's lighting. I think everyone, there's memes about that. How some gyms, man, you stand there and you look like a Greek god or something. And then, I used to go home and not feel the same. Now I'm starting to, I feel pretty good about myself no matter where I go. And I know that sounds cocky, but it's all very new to me, as I've said. And that's why I'm almost bragging about feeling like that, because it is so new to me, and it's almost like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders because I spent so long hating my body. I've talked about how I want to do a video covering my weight loss and, of course, my transformation. Again, for anybody who's new, I used to be just under 300 pounds. I then lost 100 pounds in 7 months, which was way too fucking fast. And because I did it so fast, I lost any muscle I might have had. And that's when I started really changing my goal to building muscle. But my whole point is people overcomplicate this, and they make it more daunting than it has to be. They think that in order to lose weight or to build muscle, you have to be in the gym fucking 24/7. You can never eat anything good, like that tastes good. You're only stuck eating chicken and rice for the rest of your life. And for me, it can be a very bland diet. But even I, about once a week, or even lately, it's been even more than that, I'll have shit like that you wouldn't expect me to have. And the thing is you can have that kind of stuff. No food is necessarily bad. I mean, yes, there are, that's not true. There are foods that are kind of shit for you, but you can have them in moderation. you can have stuff and then get back on track. So people have this idea that like, oh, I can never eat again. Like if I want to look like this or look like a certain physique, and it's like that's not the case, man. And say you're losing weight for a long time, like you've put in already 6 months and you've lost a bunch of weight, and then you go and you have a bad day and you eat a whole pizza, and people will think that their progress is ruined and they'll quit and they give up, man. And they think, oh my god, I had a bad day and I ate a whole pizza, I'm going to be fat, I ruined it, it's time to quit. And that's not how it works. Like, you just get back on the horse, man. That's it. It's not a big deal. You are not going to undo your progress even with a bad week. Yeah, you might start and go in the opposite direction a little bit, but you are not going to backslide so much that it cancels it out. So you just get back on track, man. It's not that daunting. It is a hard thing to do, and it takes dedication. But if you take it in baby steps, it is so much easier, and you'll get so much further. And my baby steps, the definition is a little different than yours may be, but the point remains the same. You take these mini changes, like these little changes that don't seem like much. Like, okay, I swapped out regular soda for diet or sugar-free or whatever. It doesn't seem like much at the time. But when you pair that with, I started getting PB2 peanut butter powder instead of eating regular peanut butter. I swapped this out for that. I swapped this out for that this week. You just do these little swaps every week, and it adds up big time. And the same thing with training. Like, oh, I could only do a 10-minute walk this week. Okay, well, next week we're going to do 15. We're going to work our way up. I don't care if it's 10 minutes one day, 11 minutes the next day. It doesn't matter how small the increment is. It just matters that you're getting a little bit better each time. And you're going to fail. There's going to be times that you don't get better. It's okay. You just keep going. But people make it more daunting than it needs to be. And I think they scare themselves out of trying. But kind of tying it all together, I brought up those Instagram accounts and how I could see that dude had all this muscle underneath the fat, right? He is going to be a fucking tank if he gets all that fat off. And that's the thing, man. You don't know until you try what your potential is. But I can generally look at somebody and say, hey, they've got wide shoulders. Like, they've got thick wrists. Like, stuff like that kind of tells me this person's meant to, their body can handle more muscle than the average Joe. You know what I'm saying? And I had a buddy tell me that when I was younger. He said, I think you've got the frame to get big. And he did get big. He got real fucking big. I wish I would have listened to him, man. I don't know where I would be. Probably injured by now, actually, if I had started back then. But I would have gotten fucking monstrous if I had started all the way back then. At that young age, Jesus, I just wish I would have listened, man. And that's the thing, I think you guys should, if you're finding my channel and you're not yet lifting, or you're not yet trying to have your best physique, I think you should start trying, man, because it's fucking worth it. It really did. It changed my life. I hope, I know not everybody's going to fall in love with it like I did. It's not going to be as special to everybody as it is to me, but I hope that it is. I hope you find that excitement and passion for it, because it does. I think it's one of the best things that ever happened to me. And I just want to see that for other people, It's I don't know, I get all sentimental about it, I guess. I know that people can do better. I know what they're capable of, and I know what they tell themselves they can't do. And that's what kind of bugs me, man. It pisses me off, because I was that person. I used to make every fucking excuse in the book why I couldn't do this or do that. And I started getting into lifting, and I quickly learned that I was capable of a fuck of a lot more than I thought, than I gave myself credit for. We don't believe in ourselves, and we are able to do so much more than we believe. Yeah, as I record this today, I actually took a rest day when I didn't plan on it, and it's because my body is I beat the shit out of it this week. And I only trained 4 days, but I went really, really fucking hard all of those days. And I'm starting to debate, and I'm not saying I'm going to do this yet, but in my head, I'm starting to wonder if I'm at the point where I need to drop down to a 4-day split, because they say the longer you train and the stronger you get and the harder you push yourself, the less you're able to recover from, even with gear. And I look at like Dorian Yates. He only trained 4 days a week, and that was a big motherfucker. Like, Dorian Yates, come on, guys. Like, so again, that part of my brain that wants to go David Goggins mode all the fucking time doesn't want to drop below 5 days a week. But I keep running into this problem every other week where I am fried from hitting it at 5 days a week, and I have to either take a rest day or plow through and have a very shitty lift because I'm just so drained. So I'm wondering if maybe if I do drop down to a 4-day split, it might be better. I saw Dorian Yates split the other day. I was considering copying that for a couple months, just see how it panned out. You know, I've learned recently that I'm not going to lose my fucking muscle if I even take a week off. Like, I took that week off for the first time. It's the first time I ever went above 2 days, and I was fine, and I came back better and stronger. So I'm wondering, I'm sure dropping down to 4 day a week frequency, you know, I'm not gonna fucking lose anything. So the worst that can happen is I just maintain. I'm gonna have to switch to the phone's microphone for this part. My phone's dying. Last night, well, I had a pretty big scare. I spent most of yesterday editing this video, and as you see, it's over an hour long. I spent a lot of time recording voiceovers and stuff, and just, you know, editing the clips together and all that stuff. And then my phone died, and that's happened before, and usually it saves the video. Well, phone died, and I went and opened CapCut again, and I couldn't find my fucking video anywhere, and I was convinced I had lost all of that hard work. But for whatever reason, this morning I decided to check again, and there it was. I don't know what happened, because I spent a good hour looking yesterday, and it was gone. So I don't know where it went or how it came back. But thankfully, all of that work wasn't gone, and now I just have to record this part of the voiceover and get this fucking video up for you guys. I don't know what I'm doing right there, if I'm dancing. Oh, I think I was trying to get the pumps have been painful, so I have to kind of like wiggle my arms a little bit to get it to kind of feel better. But yeah, I was talking about the Dorian Yates thing and the split, and I am considering doing that. We'll see. Just not, again, it's just getting over that part of my brain that like feels like I'm not doing enough if I were to drop down to 4 days. But I can't deny that what I'm doing currently is a little much to recover from, because like I said, I keep hitting that wall where I feel like just existing is too much with the 5-day split. So we will see. I haven't committed to it yet, but that may be a direction I'm possibly going to go in. I really do look like a fucking druid or cult member or some shit. I dig it though. I made a joke about this the other day, but I feel like there's a constant battle in my head between what I would consider the at least somewhat intellectual version of myself and the meathead fuckery version of myself. I don't know, it's just, there's a lot of gym rat or gym bro behaviors or stereotypes that don't necessarily align with who I am. But then there's also some shit that I can't help but to slip into, things that come with walking, or things that come with being a walking androgen receptor. There's just some shenanigans that kind of go along with that, and some behaviors that you have no choice but to kind of slip into a little bit. I'm at least self-conscious and self-aware of them, and but there's some funny things that occur. But there's always a kind of a two-way street I could go with any situation, and there's always a battle going on up there on who's going to handle it. I overthink everything, man. So I kind of pick up or notice things that I guess others maybe necessarily wouldn't. All right, I just spent like fucking 5 minutes trying to get a camera angle. That's the only thing I don't really like too much. Is it's kind of a pain in the ass. It makes my lift take a little bit longer, but it is what it is. You know, I can't really bitch about it too much. But I'll probably do these wrong, so my form sucks. Shut up. I don't want to fucking hear it. And it's still not a good enough angle, because I'm going to disappear out of frame here in a second. Does that work? Yeah. Actually, you know what? As lame as this is, I'm gonna go film my reel while I have a bicep pump. just so it's done and out of the way, and then we'll hop back over here and do this.
And then you can kill all the preachers you want.
There may be some background noise in this voiceover. I've had to spread this out over a couple days. I did not expect this footage to be over an hour long, actually. In this part, you see my back, and I don't sugarcoat anything. I had a bad breakout recently. Well, at this time, it's cleared up now. But it was from lowering everything. And kind of, well, just a hormonal shift, basically. But yeah, I know it looks gross. I'm not a fan of it when it happens. But it is what it is, and that's what I'm always going to try to do, is point out that this isn't all, sunshine and rainbows. There's some not so great things that can occur, both short term and long term. But yeah, it is what it is. That's it's not all positive. I have been doing some new skincare stuff, and it seems to be helping quite a bit, as well as, my hormones balancing back out again. But yeah, that's one side effect I'm not a big fan of at all. I fucking hate it. I don't mind having one or two every now and then, and that's how most of the time it is. But when I get a bunch of them, I don't like that. I don't like when they're invisible spots either. Like in here, I have on some Band-Aids on my shoulders, you'll notice. And that's where I was like, man, this is a problem. I don't want that on my shoulders, man. It's not cool. I worked so hard to build them. I don't want some gross fucking breakout on it. But it's clearing up, like I said. But man, it is not fun when it's happening. Coming up here in a minute is where I kind of pop up on the screen with a picture where I'm currently at, because I did go into a fat loss phase and look different now than I do in this video. I think, I notice the differences. But yeah, that'll be coming up here any second now. I just decided to do a voiceover over the rest of this video because it was getting a little bit tedious trying to stop talking in the voiceover to let me say, like, 3 or 4 words and then pop back in. Yeah, here's a... Yeah. So a lot more vascular there. A lot leaner. I am, like I said, I'm not like bragging or anything, but I'm very lucky in that I burn fat pretty fucking quickly. Despite knowing that, I'm still terrified of putting too much of it on. I'm now realizing how hard it is to talk for an hour straight and still have something to say. Especially right now, I'm in a brain fog from... I was going pretty hard while in a deficit, and every now and then I hit a wall where my central nervous system shuts down and I get really bad brain fog, and I was literally falling asleep standing up today. So it kind of makes me question again if it is time for me to drop down to a 4-day split. You know, and nothing's set in stone, so all I can do is try. I'm in such a brain fog, I don't know if I'm repeating myself at all, because I've recorded multiple voiceovers over 2 days. But if I have repeated myself, I apologize. That's what I can talk about to kind of take us out of the video. Oh my god, dude. It went right out of my head. Holy shit. Oh, that's what it was. Oh my god, man. Was, you know, how I talk about even when you don't feel like going, to still getting down there. When I tell you brain fog, guys, like, I fucking mean it. Like, I feel like I was swimming in concrete as it dried, but I still went down there and tried to hit legs. It sucked. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was not a good lift. I barely was able to do anything, but I still went down there and tried. You got to build that in yourself in order to have these results pile up in the way that you want them to. You need to be consistent. I really probably did need to stay home today, but I still went and tried. And that's because I know, even though it sucked and it was not a good lift and it was not enjoyable, I know I would have had a worse time dealing with myself and my thoughts afterwards if I hadn't gone. So that's, I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. I'm very hard on myself if I don't get down there. And I only believe that I am that way because I've trained myself over the years to be like that. I definitely did not used to be. And I've said it a million times, I'm no expert, you know. I just know what worked for me. And I know that consistency was one of the main factors in my success of losing weight, as well as building a physique. I'm sure you can hear me pacing in the background right now. As I've talked about, that's part of why I burn fat so easily. I do not stop pacing. I am literally pacing around my kitchen right now with a bowl of chicken and rice in one hand and my phone in the other, recording this voiceover. But yeah, guys, consistency is everything. I'm telling you. You need that. I apologize if I kind of keep trailing off. I really am out of it today, guys. Like it's bad. I almost didn't even finish this segment up, but I just knew I had to get this video up because it's creeping up back up on almost 10-day mark again, and I don't want that to happen. Like I said, I want to upload once a week. I seem to have like where I'll do really good for a few weeks, and then the second half of the month I kind of get overwhelmed and buried and shit. I almost ate as I'm doing this. I refuse to do that to you guys. I don't know about any of you, but I have what's called misophonia. Really, really, really bad. And people chewing with their mouths open, that sound, it causes a rage response in me, like a panic, fight or flight rage response. And it's hard to describe the feeling, but it is not fun. And I'll be watching YouTube videos sometimes, and the person will just start fucking chomping with their mouth open, and I get very very upset and have to turn it off. I never ever get to get pictures of my back, so I'm doing this for my... One day I will learn how to pose. I don't know. Today is not that day. But listen, I'm gonna let the gym audio play for the rest of this video. I'm kind of running out of shit to say. So listen, I hope every one of you guys has a good lift or a good rest day, whichever one it is. See you guys in the next one. Hopefully I'll be a little bit more energetic than I am right now, because I'm beat. But it's been good, guys. Peace. Hey, there we go. Not use straps on this thing because it's so awkward to get them set up. Surprisingly, I feel pretty good with this, so we're going to take the weight up next one. Yeah, I got a little bit more than I thought I was going to with that. I lost count. All right, this is the only feasible way I could find to do a cardio footage in my vlog. But I haven't been doing my cardio for about a month because of the weather. And I have a fan bike, but I just don't enjoy being on the fan bike inside as much as I like going out for a walk to the park or something like that. It's just something very calming about that for me. And I miss it, but I just don't get excited about indoor cardio, so I forget about it and I'll get busy and then I just won't do it. So it was warm enough today for me to at least go on a walk. So that's what we're doing. I just need to get a little bit, you know, I'm sure a lot of people that are into like bodybuilding or lifting do this, but I'm really bad about starting a bulk and putting on a little bit of fat and kind of panicking about it. And then at the same time, I'll get on a cut and I'll start losing size and panic about that and think like, oh no, pump the brakes, you know. But that's the thing, is it's just part of it. But like I said before, I think I'm like, my plan is to just kind of not aggressively bulk with an insane amount of calories. I don't think that's necessary. So I'm just going to eat a little bit above maintenance, just enough to grow, and we'll do it that way, because mentally I can't deal with putting on too much fat. Like, and I know someone's going to get mad at me thinking I'm saying that I'm fat, and I don't think I'm fat. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I've put on more fat than I am comfortable with. And I've talked about the lower abdomen, the loose skin and that. Well, there's some fat there too. And then I've also got a little bit of some love handleage going on. And I hate that. I absolutely hate it. So it needs to go. And what sucks is those are the last two things to go. So it's like, how am I supposed to do that? It's going to take time. I can't aggressively get it off quickly, because then we're no longer building muscle. So I don't know. I'm just going to do what I can, and to reduce the amount of fat that I put on, and hopefully burn some or do like a body recomp. I'm not sure. We'll see.